get overconfident when you draw an ace or a deuce. There are 3 more of each still on the loose on Cut Sharks. And here's the host of Cut Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you, Jack. I thank you very much. Welcome to Cut Sharks. Happy to have you all here with us. And, oh, that's a terrible thought. 3 more aces or deuces just to remind you about the doubles. But we thank Mrs. Christopher Damon for the opening poem from Bennington, Vermont, watching us on WRGB TV, Channel 6. Thank you, Mrs. Damon. Now let's open the board and get to the cards. Dennis and Lois, if you will, start loading them in, and we'll meet our card shark, May Burtz, our champion. Hi, May. And won't you again tell us a little about yourself for any new viewers?
Okay, my name is May Burtz. I was born and bred in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I live in Carson, California, and I love it. I've been here 17 years. I wouldn't go back to Minnesota on a permanent basis if they gave me a round-trip ticket.
Our friends in Minnesota are delighted to hear you say, why do you have such bad feelings about Minnesota?
Well, 53 below with the wind chill is not the way to meet a new man on a corner.
Good thinking. May has won $1,300 here in Card Sharks. Nice to have you back again.
Thank you.
Our challenger is Dennis Wilson. Hi, Dennis. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
And again, a reminder about yourself.
My name is Dennis Wilson. I am a minister, and I am from Cucamonga, California. I play Santa Claus. I play Easter Bunny. I umpire baseball, referee basketball, and I do a lot of work at the mortuary.
A lot of communities. We kidded about the mortuary, but I've got it. You played Santa Claus. Last Christmas you played Santa Claus?
Oh, yes.
What was the most unusual thing that a kid asked you about?
I had one really super little kid who asked me, he got my ear and he said, Santa, can you please take my little brother back where he came from?
What did you say to that, Dennis?
I said, there's no way he'd never fit.
Good to have you back. You both got the cards at the beginning of the match.
Yes.
And here we go. We pick up the best 2 out of 3. Game number 1 was won by May, the champion. Dennis needs game 2. Right. Cards are dealt out. Here we go. We start off with a question to you, May. May, we asked 100 teenage girls who are babysitters. Be honest. Have you ever fallen asleep on the job? How many babysitters admitted they have fallen asleep on the job?
Oh, I worked my way through part of college doing something like that. And after I'd cracked the books, if the folks weren't home by 11, I went to sleep. There was no need to stay awake. You're going to hear the kids if they wake up anyway, right? So I would say it's quite a large number. I would say 80.
80 out of 100 babysitters have fallen asleep on the job. Higher or lower, Dennis?
I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I have to leave her sometimes, and I have found a lot of them asleep. I'm going to say it's even higher than that.
Even higher than that?
Yes, sir.
If it is higher, Dennis, you'll play your cards. If not, May plays hers. The actual number of babysitters who admitted they've fallen asleep on the job is 86. You're right, Dennis. It is higher. So the challenger starts off game 2 with a 4.
All right, play that 4. Higher.
Higher than a 4. Yes, it is. Lower than the ace. A 6.
Freeze. Right there.
Freeze. And we move over the freeze bar, protecting the position for Dennis. And a question to you, Dennis. We surveyed 100 Englishmen who are dukes, barons, and earls. These men are all members of the English aristocracy. And we asked them, were any of your ancestors ever imprisoned in the Tower of London? How many aristocrats said one of their ancestors was imprisoned in the Tower?
I think that that's going to be a relatively high number because I think they'd be proud of it because they say, look, at my relatives, they were in prison. I'll say that you found at least 52 that had relatives that way.
52 out of 100 say they had a relative, an ancestor, imprisoned in the Tower of London, May.
Well, if I had one that had gone to prison, that would be the black sheep of the family, and I sure as heck wouldn't be proud of it. I would say it would be even lower.
You say lower than that?
Yes.
I don't know the answer, but as I recall, boy, there was a time back in English history when they were throwing them in and out of the tower with regularity, but let's find out. Dennis is 52 and May says lower. The actual number of aristocrats who said one of their ancestors was imprisoned in the Tower of London is 35. May is right, though. It is lower. 35. And May starts off this game with a 2.
Oh, let's go higher.
Higher than a 2. A 5.
Oh, 5. Okay, let's go higher.
Risking it higher. It is a king.
Oh, let's go lower.
Lower than a king, a jack.
I'm going to go for broke and go lower.
She's going to try to go all the way, and if she does, she's won the championship. Lower. It is. May wins it. Well, she took a chance and it paid off. Dennis, we thank you. You're a delight. Thank you very much for joining us. Dennis Wilson. May, come on down here. You were tempted to hold back on that jack.
When you're as old as I am, you've learned a couple of things.
May Burtz gets another crack at the big money right after we take time out for this. right, May Burt's our champion. Are you ready?
Oh, am I ready?
Let's get to the money cards. Come on, May. I hope you gave him a good cut, because we're going to give you $200 of new money and 3 cards on the bottom line. Your decision how you bet them, May. When you move up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money, 3 more cards. Minimum bets, remember, $50 till you get to the last card, the big bet, where you must risk at least half the money. Good luck, May.
Thank you.
Here's $200. Let's go, May, says someone in the audience, and we're with you. Remember, you can change the base card if you need to. Thank you, Lois. $200 and a king.
Oh, I'm going to go all of it lower.
$200, the whole thing, that this card is lower than a king. The same thing that happened to you the last time, but as I remember the last time you made a great comeback. Let's do it again. Up goes the king. The other $200 of betting money is yours. Come on.
All of it lower.
Now, double to nothing for $400. Lower. Yes.
Oh, let's go all of it higher.
Trying for $800 higher. Yeah, ace.
Oh, all of it lower.
For $1,600 lower. It's right again. That's a sensational comeback, and now let's top it off. Do you want that 10?
Let's start by changing the card.
You're going to change it?
Yes, I'm going to change it.
Big change. I'd love to see you go double-double with those last cards. Come on, for the big bet. A 3.
I'm going to go all of it higher.
For $3,200. Be there higher. Oh, no. You were rolling there, May,
Yes,
but there's no deuces showing, and that one had to come up and hit you. Well, that happens sometime, but the important thing is you won the championship. You can get a crack at doing it again. You still have the $200 for the game. You still have a total of $1,400, and you're a fine champion, May. Maybe you get a chance to do it again. We'll have a new challenger in a moment.